Hello and welcome to the 2017 NWAC Basketball Championships at top Walt Price Student Fitness Center here at Everett Community College. We've got the Final Four, two games on each side, the men's and the women's side of things. We'll start with the women's. Today's first game right out of the hole, the Umpqua Riverhawks with a record of 16-0, 27-2 in the regular season. They have beaten Treasure Valley and Peninsula last weekend to get to the Final Four. They will face the Spokane Sasquatch with a record of 14-2, 23-4 overall. They got here by way of Linn-Benton, a 70-57 victory over Linn-Benton, and then a 14-point win over the Bellevue Bulldogs. We'll take a break. National anthem kicking things off, and we are underway. The first game of the 4 games on the docket today. Umpqua Riverhawks, Spokane Sasquatch. Keith Neely along with the consummate analysis of one Nathan Murphy. Nathan, glad to have you in.
Glad to be here. It's been a couple years since we had the chance to work together.
It's a pleasure, always. Let's get the starting lineups underway. First, for the visiting Spokane Sasquatch under the direction of Bruce Johnson in his 32nd year. They've got 2 championships under their belt back at Spokane Falls, 1983 and 84. We'll start the starting lineups with Callie Moscript, a 5'7" sophomore, averaging 6.8 points a game from Lewiston, Idaho. And then we'll move on to the star of the Sasquatch, Bree King, averaging 20 points a game, 5'4" sophomore from North Central High School in Spokane, Washington. Kirsten Russell, a 5'9" sophomore from Meade High School in Spokane, Washington. Caitlin Ward from Priest River High School in Priest River, Idaho, averaging 10.9 points a game, a 6-foot sophomore. And Janessa Heine, a 5'11" sophomore from Flathead High School in Kalispell, Montana. A great lineup as we get to the Umpqua Riverhawks. Let's pause a moment, talk about Bree King, who popped off only a tournament record 46 points a game ago.
You can't talk enough about what you get in the first 2 rounds. In the first round against Linn-Benton, 26 points and 5 rebounds. But as you said, tournament record, single game Spokane Community College record with 46 points. She added 4 rebounds and 4 assists in that Elite 8 win against Bellevue.
And now you see on your screen the Dave Strickland starting lineup in his 21st years at the helm of the Riverhawks. And we'll start with Jordan Stotler from Roseburg, Oregon, Camas Valley, Oregon. She is a specimen. 22.2 points a game, 13 rebounds a game, averages 3.9 assists a game. She averages blocks in there. She's the complete package. You've got Jackie Lewiters from Grants Pass High School, Grants Pass, Oregon. Bria Timms, a 6-foot freshman from Westview High School in Beaverton, Oregon. Tasia Bilbrew from St. Mary's in Portland. She's a 5'8 sophomore. And then Daisy Powell, a 6'3 freshman from Clemens High School in Oakland, California. She averages 20.7 points a game. And Umpqua, probably on paper, one of the best in the tournament.
Well, this is a team that's thrown down 29 wins now after their 2 victories in the first weekend of this tournament. It's rare to see 30 wins in an NWAC season, and they've got a chance to do it here today.
Daisy Powell gets on board first, a 6'3 freshman averaging 26.5 points and 10.5 rebounds in the tournament. So a double-double average her last 2 games, just above her season average for the regular season, peaking at the right time. There's the block. Spokane in the blue away jerseys, and the Riverhawks of Umpqua in the white and green. They'll swing it around top side. That's Stotler. Now in the right-hand side to Bilbrew, all the way into the left to Thames, looking in against a helping zone defense, and that one errant. It'll be Moscript with the rebound. Here come the Sasquatch. Dribble drive now to King. You got to know where she's out every time she hits the rock. Back now to King. She'll look in against the zone defense. Double team, nothing there. They'll swing it top side. Right-hand dribble drive. That's Moscript all the way to the rack. Left it short. And on the run come the Riverhawks. And that was high tempo.
That was Stotler with the rebound. I've been looking forward to watching the matchup between her and King. Stotler had a triple-double in the first game. 19 rebounds and 10 blocks to go with her 33 points.
Just 33 points in a quiet, absolutely quiet performance. You see the offensive rebound and putback. And that bucket is good by Bria Thames, and she's on the board. And we've got a 4-0 score. Umpqua quickly out to the 4-0 advantage.
And you just can't let this team run out to an early lead. It happened in both of the first and second round games here last weekend. It obviously happens a lot when you have 29 wins on the season. Spokane can't afford to fall behind here.
A great hustle play as Caitlin Ward went into the double team, tried to split it, but was smart enough to get the offensive rebound and the putback, and finally the Sasquatch are on the board. Caitlin Ward averaging 10.9 points a game, 7.7 rebounds a game. Right about what her tournament average is. And there's the long 3 off the mark, no good by Bilbrew. She'll get it on rebounds. Hustle play coming the other way. None other than Bree King. Right hand elevation, score it.
And you see the defensive prowess she brings to this game. It's not just the scoring. Spokane, a complete team, but they've really got a test today on the Umpqua Riverhawks.
And they really rely on Bree King, really the only player that averages, well, and Caitlin Ward in double digits. And that will go the other way, offensive foul.
And Luader's just driving into the lane and ran over her player. That's simple.
First foul we have tallied up on the big board here atop Everett Community College. And that will go against Jackie Lueders, the freshman. And that is just another testament to what this Umpqua team can do, is the swat into the flower garden. Stotler along the baseline clears that one. Spokane will get it back. But all freshmen but one, and she does not start on this Riverhawk team, and Dave Strickland has to like what he sees coming in here next year.
Jordan Stotler led the NWAC in blocks this year, not just her region, the whole league. 123 in the regular season.
Long ball from King, no good. And there's the rebounding prowess of Jordan Stotler. And again, she's just so quiet, runs the break. There's the shot on the left-hand side, falls errant. And free throws will ensue. That foul charged against Caitlin Ward, her first personal foul, first team foul on the Sasquatch. And heading to the free throw line for a pair. Bria Thames, that one will rim off. Thames, a 66% free throw shooter on the regular season. And hits the pair. And we've got ourselves, splits the pair, 5-4 ball game, 1 point Umpqua lead. These two teams have not met in the regular season. However, they have played a couple of championship games before. The most recent back in 2000, the runners-up to Umpqua in the championship game. Umpqua getting the better of the Sasquatch. So both these two teams have been here before.
There's certainly nothing new for either head coach either. Both of them with 20-plus years and lots of experience playing at this level.
Bria King with a hesitation dribble, high arcer off the backboard, then the rim, chases on, out of bounds. It will go back to Umpqua. King can get in a groove. She'll hit those step-back threes. She's not afraid to stand at the line and then take 2 steps back.
Oh, and we were just talking about that before the broadcast, Neith, how in the Elite Eight game on Sunday, she was being really well guarded. Players in her face, she'd just take that 1 step back and drill it. So she's that dangerous.
Thames looking in against the zone pressure. And now the left-hand dribble drive. No, well, hit it. A beautiful step back. And we've got a 7-4 Umpqua score.
Offensively, this is just a lot slower than they've been in the first couple of rounds. Spokane's defense is having an effect on them. You'd see them with 15, 16 points by this point in the game.
Bilber with the bucket on the other end, putting the lead to 3. Swing the ball to Moskrip. Now we'll get it back to her on the left-hand side. Hesitation, drew Stotler up, and it looked like she'd have the short corner jump shot, but that presence of the big body, it's tough to shoot when you know she's breathing down your throat.
Well, she's just so long. She's 6'4", and she has really long arms, and she and Powell between them can just command the block.
Ward with the rebound. On the move come the Sasquatch. Kick out the Moskrip. Underneath, back to Ward. The give and go from long to short, and it's up with the left hand. 4 points for Ward in the early going. 7-6 score.
Great offense from Spokane on that possession.
Jump shot just about the same place that she hit earlier. This time Bria Thames hits the bucket. She's got 5 points. 4 games today here in Everett Community College. The first one you're watching now, we got Walla Walla Skagit Valley. Nathan and I will be back for that one to see who the 2 championship teams will be tomorrow at 2:30. As Heine with the right hand lays it up and in. 9-8 Spokane just sticking right with the big dogs.
This is exactly what you would have hoped in a game like this. Hopefully it'll stick around for the last 36 minutes or 34 minutes of this.
Pass down underneath. An offhand shot and an offensive rebound. Owning the glass right now, Umpqua with 2 offensive rebounds and putback will put Daisy Powell to the free throw line. And Powell, a 53% free throw shooter.
And that's going to take us to the first media timeout.
So with 4:06 to go here in the first quarter of play, we have a 1-point ball game. The Riverhawks of Umpqua up by 1 over the Spokane Sasquatch. We'll take a break. You're watching STSPN.com and NWACsports.org.
Every guardsman knows the call. It has many meanings, but when it's spoken, the message is clear. Heard, understood, acknowledged. Visit NationalGuard.com to begin your guard adventure.
Welcome back to Everett Community College. Daisy Powell at the free throw line to attempt a couple of free throws. It's the first. Molly Webster checks in for the Sasquatch, a 5'8" freshman. And we'll play the guard position as Powell busts down a couple of free throws. She's got 4 points in this first quarter of play. Final 4, NWAC Final 4, Umpqua Spokane, Walla Walla Skagit Valley in the women's side of the bracket. There's the 3-ball rim and around and out, no good. Thames with the rebound, cleans another one off the glass and step on a pop. Bilbrew left that short, but Daisy Powell right there for the putback on the turnaround. Well guarded by Heine, but just went up and over the top. And she is just running offensive rebound off of offensive rebounds on the stat sheet.
Yeah, 3 of them in the last 2 possessions, and you can see the impact she can have inside. When you can't clear after one, it's tough to win.
And second chance shots, second chance opportunities certainly helping. And every possession so valuable. Not quite as valuable as they are in football, but boy, in a championship game, it certainly makes a difference.
Well, you have to hold on to the ball, and that includes getting it when you're supposed to get it off of the defensive glass for sure.
3:15 remain here in the first quarter. Here's King, hesitation, drew a double team zone, playing very tight at the top. There's the long 3, swish, count it. Molly Webster comes off the bench and immediately makes an impact. The 5'8 freshman with the triple. Here's Powell at a 5-footer. That'll rim off, but right there for another offensive rebound and the first 2 points of her ball game, Stotler.
We've talked about the impact that Stotler and Powell have between them. When you have a body that big on both blocks, it's just hard to do to try and get a rebound or try and force your way in offensively.
Umpqua doing their homework, of very aware at bringing an extra body every time Bree King touches the basketball. That one off the mark. Webster felt good the last time. Why not? Let's put another one up just a little bit long. And we're coming the other way, a 4-point lead with the Rock. Here comes the right hand lay-in, the runner no good. Enter Daisy Powell for the offensive rebound, another one. And the putback, she's got 8.
We're 8 minutes into this basketball game. She's got 8 points, and half of them have come from offensive rebounds.
Webster. Now they'll try to get the entry. There's King. Hesitation flashing out with Stotler. She knew what she had to do, try to get a fingertip on it as King let it fly. King not quite feeling the shots fall as she has the last couple of nights.
Yeah, it's just not there for her in the early going here, and she's not going to stop trying. So you're going to see the future of this Spokane hopes in this basketball game go with her shooting percentage, I think.
Shea Swanwick will check in from Lakeside High School, 9 Mile Falls, Washington. A 5'8 freshman.
And that foul went on Gilroy.
And now off the mark. Thames getting deep into the key once again. So Umpqua is having a great job at penetrating this zone. I've been deep in the well quite a few times. And when they don't fall, they're right there for the offensive rebounds. Hesitation, pump fake. Yeah, they'll swing the ball out, try to find King. Now they'll go left-hand side, rattling around down there in the corner is Swanwick. They'll get the ball down to Guillory. Guillory can't find anything as this zone is flying around the horn. And a foul. That will be the third.
3-second violation.
3-second, okay.
Guillory couldn't get out of the
lane.
lane.
Know my referee hand signals.
That's the second time I've crossed you up there, Keith. Sorry.
I know who I'm working with. I should have done my homework. I tell you what, Nathan Murphy, referee at a number of levels, have done this level. And
not this level quite. I haven't gotten to work in the postseason in the NWAC. But
at the NWAC itself.
One of these years, absolutely.
Yeah,
six seasons at this level. It's a lot of fun.
And the long 3, no good. Yet another Thames offensive rebound. And you put Thames and Powell together. They are a force on that right block as Thames seems to favor the right-hand block. Powell seems to favor the left-hand block, and they just clean it up down there.
Yeah, Powell and Stotler between them, and now Thames is getting involved as well. It's just really hard to work inside against this Riverhawks team.
Guillory with her second personal foul. She'll take an exit. Heine will come back in for the Sasquatch. And another Thames free throw is good. 19-11. We're under a minute to play first quarter, an 8-point Riverhawk lead. The winner moving on tomorrow, 2:30, your game time in the championship. Short corner jump shot, 5-footer, left it long, fighting for the rebound. Finally, it'll be cleared by the Riverhawks. Umpqua on the run, 2-on-1 break, a stop and a pop, no good, but guess what, an offensive rebound. No, they'll take that one away from Daisy Powell, and a foul will go against Thames.
Yeah, she came through the back a little bit there. That's a good call by Pat Zink.
Second personal foul on Thames. Only the second team foul. So Thames, 2 naughty moments. The only blemish on the foul side of things for the team. And they are taking, I'm just watching this zone defense, and they are taking King out of her rhythm. Anytime she cuts from side to side trying to come back and get that ball, they're bumping her.
They've just been getting in the way, not just on King, but you watch the defense getting out to the ball, not allowing a lot of space. And Powell, of course, you're making a mistake and sending Ward to the line, but it's been very good for them so far.
Ward hits the first free throw. 5 points on the night as we have a substitute, as Moscript comes back in for the Sasquatch. Winners over Linn-Benton a week ago, and then last Sunday beating Bellevue is how the Sasquatch arrived at this moment. Umpqua upending Treasure Valley as you see the steal by King. You mentioned her defense. There it is again, as King gets the fast break and in transition lays it up for her 4 points, and they both come on identical ways. The shot will not count, and that is where we will stop after one. 19-15, Umpqua, the 4-point lead. You're watching the 2017 NWAC Women's Basketball Championship on STSPN.com and NWACsports.org.
I'm Mike Marzetta from Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye Robotics is a hands-on STEM education experience. We teach the teachers how to implement the curriculum in the lab, and 90% of it is them building, programming, inventing. We want the kids to come home from school and go, wow, I did the coolest thing today, and they're thinking I'm having too much fun and I can't put this dang project down. When STCU supports learning, they're supporting our future. What is a better place to help the greater good than helping kids? I'm Mike Marzetta, and STCU is here for good.
I remember the moment clearly.
I'll never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
I realized at that moment, when we first saw the damage, these people really needed us. And I was going to make a difference, right here in my community. Together with local responders, we cleared trees and collapsed walls. We had to get to the family trapped beneath. As a citizen soldier, I made a difference.
Be there for your community at NationalGuard.com.
Spokane will inbound the ball to start the second quarter. Thanks for being with us during this Final Four afternoon basketball around the country, and it's been a lot of fun. Final Four, I love the format of this tournament. 16 teams, top 4 in each division. Single elimination, just like the big teams in the NCAA, and you got to bring your A game to a tournament like this.
Everybody's had great things to say about the format. It seems to be working out really well. It's been fun for us, too.
Absolutely. Long three on the way. Got a good look straight away. Jackie Lewiters with her first points of the afternoon. And the freshman from Grants Pass had about 2 feet before she had anybody guarding her. Why not? Just put it up. Here's the shot by Moscript, trying to equalize. No good. And another rebound by Stotler. She's so quiet, but it just continues to dominate.
She just puts herself in the right place as she misses a 3 here.
Another offensive rebound, another putback, another 2 points. This time, Tasia Bilbrew, the lone sophomore on this Riverhawk team, getting involved.
We talked about Umpqua not jumping out to that early lead being key to success for Spokane. They held on to it through the first period, but now they find themselves down 9 right out of the gate in the second, and they can't allow that to continue.
Stotler with a big pause up in the air, steals one away from Callie Moscript. And now Umpqua will start the half court against his zone defense, and that's the way to bust his zone, but it'll fall no good. And Spokane will push the basketball. Quickly back in transition defense go Umpqua. They've been so fast at both guarding and bringing a double team and in transition, and a foul call.
And that's going to be 2 on Powell, I think. Yep.
It is indeed the second personal foul, as we'll restart the team foul count, the first on Umpqua here in the second quarter.
And if there's one thing that could derail them right now, I think it's foul trouble, because the way things are looking right now, if they keep their first 5 in the game, Spokane's going to have to be at their absolute best to stick with them.
Caitlin Ward, a 70% free throw shooter on the year, misses that one. And I'd like to remind you, if you're looking for a challenge, push yourself further, beginning when you enlist as a soldier in the U.S. Army. Be trained as one of more than 150 career fields. Can even earn money for college if you qualify. Find out more, visit your local Army recruiter or log on to GoArmy.com. Caitlin Ward splits the pair of free throws. She's 3 for 4 on the day, 7 points in the point column for the sophomore. Umpqua swinging it around the arc. They go underneath, and you see the way that Stotler is all about the assists, not just putting the ball in the hoop, not just the rebounds, but she is such an unselfish player.
Absolutely, and it's key to their success, how well they move the basketball. And we just talked about players like Stotler just being in the right place.
A triple from Kirsten Russell, and the Meade Spokane High School native is her first 3 points, the first points for her. And the sophomore trying to keep things close here, only down 5, and a stop would be mighty helpful. A long 3, hand and face, doesn't matter. Stotler with 5.
So much success for Umpqua on the offensive end.
And the lead jumps back to 8. In a blink of an eye, you think you've got some momentum. You hit a big 3, you get a stop on the other end, and you just hang your head as Umpqua, they put up 89 or 87 points a contest in the tournament to the 60 of Spokane. So yeah, they score the rock. They score the basketball. Bilbrew with the steal. Spin on the left-hand side, left it short. Quickly, they try to find somebody in transition and do. Ward on the move, foul as she goes up with that right hand. Had the left hand lay-in. Went with the offhand, is fouled. Will still get a chance at free throws, and that foul will go against Lily Eckert, the freshman into the ball game for the first time.
And just to connect a couple of threads we've been talking about here, defense so important for Spokane. You say they're only scoring 60 a game. They're going to have to slow this Riverhawks team down, and they've done a pretty good job of making them take tough shots, but that doesn't mean anything when you give up so many offensive rebounds.
27-20 after the miss. That time it's good. Moscript, not Eckert, Moscript, looking at the wrong side of the sheet for me. And it's 27-21, and just like that, coming the other way. And now it looked like Spokane's got things figured out. 4 blue bodies blocking out exquisitely on that side. On defense, they must have had some talking to, I'd imagine, in the last break.
No, I can promise you that if it's something I can notice, it's something Bruce Johnson can notice. He's been in the game a long time, a very good coach, a very exacting and detail-oriented coach, and you bet he's got his kids ready to play, and if something has to change, he's going to know how to convey that to them for sure.
32 years in the business under the helm of Spokane. Spin up, and no, too heavy. Too hefty a shot from Margaret Anderson, the freshman, into the game for Umpqua, getting some of those starters well-deserved rests as this zone defense really very active as they swing the ball to King. Left-hand dribble drive, step back. That's where she's dangerous. Now the long pass. They find Moscript. Long 3. Got it. Callie Moscript was able to swing the ball quickly enough to King and then take 2 steps toward the baseline to get open. And that extra couple of steps, I think, gave her the daylight she needed.
Good offensive movement against that zone by Spokane on this last possession. And look, they've got it back down to 3.
3-point lead. Turn around straight away. Off the mark goes the Stotler shot. That's something she usually drains.
And halfway through the second period, the rebounding has just been so much better for the Sasquatch.
A lot different. It's visibly different. Out top to Moscript. She's looking for King. Now they'll have to go around the horn to the left-hand side. Russell underneath, and a bit of a push-up. Draws a big body and a travel call. And that's unfortunate for Heine as she got underneath, had the big 6-foot freshman, 6'4" freshman on her right hip. And how much influence is just a reputation in a situation like that? She knew where Stotler was. All she had to do was lay it up. For you and I, that seems easy.
Yeah, but you know that you got someone who's putting up 4 or 5 blocks a game, standing right over you. It's going to make you think a little more, try and find some more space.
Still a 3-point lead. Turn around, thought about it once, thought about it twice, and then finally puts it in. 7 points for Stotler here in the second quarter. That's a name you don't want to get going. You need to know where she's at. And they did bring two Spokane Sasquatch toward her. And another offensive rebound. Now Moskrip with the right hand draws the body in the foul. She hits the hardwood, but pops right back up to handshakes and will head to the free throw line.
Spokane's doing a nice job finding the gaps in that zone right now.
And we have a timeout on the floor. We'll take a break ourselves and step away. 4:21 remaining here at the timeout. It is a 29-24 Umpqua lead. You're watching the 2017 NWAC Women's Basketball Championships.
Medical specialists in the Guard are skilled in CPR, field triage, and emergency life support. Medics stabilize and evac the wounded during combat, come to the aid of civilians in a disaster, and provide day-to-day outpatient care. Medical specialists are saving lives on and off the battlefield.
Oh, yeah, so did I, but I got the...
Welcome back. We are back to the free throw line. Callie Moskrip with a beautiful drive underneath on the left-hand side. Drew the body, not afraid at all. Only 5'7", but the sophomore very heady. We'll head to the free throw line for the second time today. That one is good. And we've got Callie Moskrip coming off here at the whistle. And 3 number 1 seeds out of each division. The lone number 2 is Walla Walla.
And they were tied for first with Spokane. They're a 2 seed, but they tied for the lead in that East division.
And the head-to-head on the loss to Spokane.
Yep.
Got Spokane number 1. So the only division that brings 2 teams to the Final Four, Walla Walla and Spokane, that East division.
Well, and the West Division champions in Lower Columbia put up a heck of a fight against Walla Walla. That was a really, really entertaining game.
A long pass, so up and over everybody. The touchdown will be denied off the fingertips of Caitlin Ward in the end zone.
Yeah, she was out the back anyway.
29-26, still pretty much dropped the anchor at the 3-point lead right here as Umpqua can't get their high-scoring offense involved. They've been quiet for the last 2.5 minutes.
Spokane's just done a really good job since the quarter break of keeping Umpqua to not a great shot and getting that rebound, as you can see right here.
There's the up and under as Stotler starts right, goes left, lays it up and in, and Spokane has to score here to stay with it, stay in it. And they certainly have done a much better job at both attacking this zone. I think the zone, frankly, has slowed down a little bit on its rotation. They've hit a couple of threes, and they're not afraid to attack underneath like that as Caitlin Ward tries to take it right at Stotler where it's denied and out of bounds. Spokane will get it back. The Sasquatch entering underneath their own basket.
And I think they're going to have a lot more success with the dribble drive than that entry pass because that gives Stotler time to come over and get her arms up before the shot can go in the air.
Here's Swanek, 3 on the shot clock. It is stolen away. Great job in defense by Anderson to at least tie it up, handcuff Swanek going in, and then just flat out taking it away. As we're about the 3-minute mark, just under 3 minutes, 31-26 your score. And a hustle play now. Swanek off the bench has thrown a lot of vim and vigor into this offense. And both on the defensive side will take the ball away. They look at King, who's been strangely quiet on offense. She'll get the ball now into that left-hand side right in front of the Umpqua bench. Double team. Here's Russell. And that one will just rattle around. Offensive rebound, putback is also no good. Finally, Stotler will control for Umpqua. But a good job at getting deep in the key, easy, high percentage shots for Spokane. But you still have the Stotler factor down there.
Yeah, it just affects so many shots. We've seen it like 3 possessions in a row now. She's just standing there with the arms in the air. She's not doing anything. She's not swinging or taking stupid fouls. She just gets to the spot and stands up.
Lewiters has it taken away. Here comes King. The only thing she's been able to get on offense has been those right there, the fast break lay-ins, and she's got 6 points.
And every single one of them off a steal.
And she's had to make her own help. She has not had much success in open court in the half-court offense as Swanek draws the foul. That'll be the first personal foul on number 10 for the Sasquatch. And that'll bring Thames to the free throw line. She's already been there twice. 2 for 4. They shot up and off the mark again, so she's right batting her average. A 66% free throw shooter is the freshman, averaging 16.6 points a game, 9.9 rebounds again, so just under a double-double a contest in the regular season.
Well, she's been really important for them out of Beaverton.
And she's bettered that here in the championships. 18.5 points and 13.5 rebounds. Has really upped her game in the NWAC playoffs. Thames, that top of the zone, has been one of the keys to flying around. Shot blocked, another one swatted away. Stotler says, "I'll have none of it," and puts it into a fast break offense and tied up. Runs the court well. 2 squats and then fills the lane.
Well, she does a nice job getting down, but as she's trying to pivot for space there, you can't bring the ball down. Once you put it up, when you bring it back down, it's just easy pickings for that tie-up right there, and that's exactly what happened. They'll keep it with 24 to shoot.
You saw Dave Strickland, the 21-year head coach here at Umpqua. As they get the ball into Stotler, stop and a pop, had a hand in face. And you mentioned it earlier, Nathan, about how well they have altered shots or put pressure on shots, not allow Umpqua in the second quarter to get anything off without a hand in the face. And it's paid big benefits in the second quarter.
Well, not only that, the story about offensive rebounds is shifting in front of us here. That's the second possession in a row where we've had an offensive opportunity for Spokane. And granted, the first couple were blocked, but they're still getting in there, and now we've got Gilroy to the line.
Grenfeld with the foul. And the first free throw from Guillory. She is a 61% free throw shooter in the regular season. And hits a pair here that helps the cause. And it's a 1-point Riverhawk lead with just about a minute to play before the break at halftime. And I think Bruce Johnson likes where he's at right now, only down 1 and really in control of this second quarter of play.
And absolutely dictating the pace, and that's really important for Spokane. They weren't going to run with 84, 85 points a game, but as we come down under the last minute of the second quarter, both teams only have 30, 31 points. That's great news for Spokane.
Step back 3, it's Moskrip on the run. She's got a 3-on-2 should she choose it. King couldn't get anything going. She'll kick out, long rebound. And Umpqua will slow things down about 4 seconds between the game clock and the shot clock. And a 1-point lead with the leather. To the left-hand side goes Lewiters. Back out top to Anderson. Dump it down into Stotler on that right block. She'll step in. No offensive rebound. Count it. She is not a player that demands the ball, but when she has the ball, look out.
I've been saying it. She just finds herself in the right spot time and again.
Long 3 by Moskrip off the mark. And with 1.8 seconds left on the game clock before the break, let's see if we can get another one of those long circus shots we've seen in this tournament. We've had a couple go down. One step, the shot will count if it's good. No, left it short. Bellevue fell to the deck. It looked like she was hunting for a foul call, will not get it, and that will be the end of the first half. 33-30, the Riverhawks on top of the Sasquatch You're watching the 2017 NWAC Women's Basketball Championship on STSPN.com and NWACsports.org. We'll be back after the break.
Are you interested in learning about a career in criminal justice? Big Bend Community College has 2 degree options. One will prepare you for transfer to a university, and the other will teach you the basic skills many employers are looking for in entry-level applicants. Many graduates have started exciting careers in law enforcement, corrections, and forensics. Students gain experience and networking opportunities through hands-on training with local law enforcement. Local officers, attorneys, and judges visit classes to share expertise, actively recruit, or help with fun campus activities like our mock trial and crash simulation. Students tour local prisons, visit courts and law enforcement agencies to see how criminal justice works in our area. We offer classes in a variety of formats to provide flexibility for our students, and our advisors will help you along the way to meet your specific academic goals. Come see if a career in criminal justice is right for you. Big hopes, big dreams, big successes at Big Bend Community College.
This is my classroom. These are my school supplies. This is my laboratory. These are my assignments. This is my study group. This is my career. Apply and enroll now to the NIC Pharmacy Technology Program. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
People often ask, what is it you do? I'm an Idaho Army National Guard soldier. But then again, it's not that simple. You see, I'm more than a weekend warrior. It's a continuous effort every day. Yeah, there's extremely long hours, but it's worth it. I love my job. It's like anything else. My profession is whatever I want to make of it. I get to do the incredible things most people dream of. The men and women I serve with are dedicated to being a premier force. It's amazing when you see my entire unit work together. When push comes to shove and we receive that order, we put steel on target. I'm always ready to be called upon to serve our nation. But in the meantime, I train.
Present. Oh!
I serve and protect my neighbors while defending their right to freedom. I'm I'm an Idaho community asset that stands among our citizens. The boundaries I once thought I had are continuously tested and broadened. So there you have it. People will not always know who I am or what I do. But that's alright, because I do.
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS Heating, Cooling, and Electrical today or visit us at gsheating.com.
The commercial pilot program at Big Bend teaches students to fly and gives them the ratings and certificates necessary to work as a commercial pilot. Many of our students come to the commercial pilot program with little or even no aviation experience. They'll start flying an aircraft on day 2, and they progress through training with an instructor to flying the aircraft by themselves, traveling to other airports throughout the Northwest, and then they get to learn to fly in a variety of different aircraft. Our students are all scheduled to fly twice a week at a minimum, and they will attend aviation ground school courses that are taught here on campus by the same instructors they fly with. The program operates 23 aircraft, mostly single-engine trainers. We also have multi-engine aircraft, as well as a float plane and a tailwheel aircraft. Moses Lake offers great weather for aviation and for training, with 5 runways at the airport, 13 approaches, a tower, and radar control. Our students also have the opportunity to operate in airspace that includes Boeing jets, the military, and lots of other flight training and testing activities.
At NIC, we believe in investing in our future, one built with dedicated, skilled, and hardworking people. And with the new career and technical education facility at North Idaho College, the future is bright. Today's students are tomorrow's workforce, and North Idaho College's career and technical education program will provide the training that will get you the job. Together, let's build the future. North Idaho College. Start here, go anywhere.
I'm Mike Marzetta from Mind's Eye. Mind's Eye Robotics is a hands-on STEM education experience. We teach the teachers how to implement the curriculum in the lab, and 90% of it is them building, programming, inventing. We want the kids to come home from school and go, wow, I did the coolest thing today, and they're thinking I'm having too much fun and I can't put this dang project down. When STCU supports learning, they're supporting our future. What is a better place to help the greater good than helping kids? I'm Mike Marzetta, and STCU is here for good.
My game's developed 100% since I've been here in the Bay Area. Getting to the NBA is a major accomplishment, but surviving in the NBA is a totally new challenge. The way that I see the game now is all because of the experiences I've had in the last 7 years. It's all been an amazing journey.
LCC has definitely prepared me to transfer to Oregon State because it's helped me with my study skills. I'm a much harder worker than I was in high school.
I had a great support base by the staff, and I've made some great friends that I think I'll carry on with my life.
I've definitely loved my classes. I've learned a lot. It's been a healthy environment.
Don't be afraid to branch out. The people here are awesome. I'm going to be in it for a while, but down the road I'll be finishing up and be ready to join the workforce.
See, I graduated from high school in 2008, went to UW for a year, came back to Spokane. You know, graduated, wasn't really sure what I was going to do, so I headed to Spokane Falls. I feel like the energy in Spokane is evolving. Having a good, accessible college right here in town is a really important part of that. So I just started working at Helvetica, which is a local design firm. The Falls definitely prepared me for getting a good job right out of college. My name is Morgan Lynch. This is my
We are all frustrated with the high cost of heating and cooling our homes. At GNS, we are completely changing the way you keep your home comfortable. Our Mitsubishi ductless heat pumps allow you to control the temperature in each room separately, all of which can be controlled from your smartphone or tablet. Because we are the mini split experts here in Washington, we can design a perfect system for you, one that will save you a lot of money on your utility bill. Call GNS.
Yes, yes. Welcome to Basketball City, USA. I use my brain, open lanes to the top of the game. I use my hand on any man that would try to contain me. Use my feet and compete like I did to the death. I use my heart and it'll beat till I breathe my last breath. Hoop Fest 2017. Don't miss your shot.
Defensive end, getting in the face of Umpqua players and harassing them and not allowing them to take good shots. And they trailed by 9 right out of the gate in that second quarter, and then they brought it back, and it hasn't been above 5. It's been 3-1 a lot of that time, so give them a lot of credit. We also talked about the pace of scoring, both teams in the low 30s here, and that's really important because we went back and looked during the half, Keith, at the schedule. Only 4 times this year has Umpqua scored fewer than 70 points, scored in the 60s, and in those 4 games, they're 2-2. Their only 2 losses of the season were when they were kept down below 70 points. On the flip side, they've scored 90 or more 10 times. They've scored above 100 twice. So teams that have slowed these Riverhawks down are the ones that have been able to get them in close games and get to them a couple of times. So that's Spokane's look, to keep the pace where it was and continue to control the pace of scoring in this game.
And defense matters when it comes to keeping teams under those 90 points. 50% field goal shooting on the tournament for the Riverhawks. That's mighty. And in the first half, only 35% field goal shooting. Spokane has done a great job, especially in that second quarter, getting a hand in a girl's face and making them earn shots.
And that's the difference in the scoring right there. That's the difference between 43 and 33 points, is that 15 points of field goal percentage. And on the other end, Spokane's done a really great job not only of getting to the line, but of converting on their opportunities. 9 of 11 from the stripe in that first half. And that's huge for them because a lot of their chances are going to come right there as they try and work their way in against that defense. You're going to get a lot more opportunities at the free throw line than you're going to get easy layups against Umpqua.
And Spokane has done very well without the stellar scoring of Bree King. You mentioned her coming into the ball game, 36 points average, including the 46-point stunner back on Sunday where she just came uncorked. And she has only been able to get 6 points because she's manufactured them herself on the defensive end. 6 points on 6 lay-ins on transition off of steals. Otherwise, Bree King has been quiet.
Yeah, she just hasn't been able to get those open looks or make them for herself. She hasn't really touched the basketball a whole lot on the offensive end, as Umpqua's done a really good job of shadowing her. They haven't exactly been playing a box and one, but both Thames and Bilbrew have really focused on her and kept in her face and kept her from receiving the ball, much less doing anything with it on the bounce.
We're about ready to start the third quarter of play. Sean Martin, Pat Zink, Maggie Sperlin, our referees, our officials today. getting the ball started, and off we go. The second half of the first game of the Final Four here at Everett Community College. Thanks for being with us. Spokane, Moscrip, long kick goes to Russell, 3 on the way. That one's short, and right there for the rebound is Stotler. 11 points leading all scorers for Stotler. They'll give the ball back to Bilbrew. That one good, only a deuce just inside the arc. Deja Bilbrew has 6 points on the day. 35-30. Spokane cannot afford to come down and get sloppy. They were able to keep things to only 6 turnovers in that first half of play. They've been very good at controlling the basketball, and there's a nice job at posting up. Caitlin Ward backs down Daisy Powell with the right-hand lay-in.
And if there's one weakness Powell has defensively, it's that she doesn't leave her feet at the right moments. She really just stands with her arms up, and that's a good strategy unless you figure out that that's all she does, and that's exactly what happened there.
Powell with the 2 fouls has got to be somewhat careful, reaching up over everybody. Stotler with the offensive rebound, the 3 no good, and Ward with the offensive glass cleaning.
That was an absolutely fantastic rebound by Stotler. Get up with the body, get over with the arms, no contact, perfectly legal, nice job.
Moscrip to King. King into the double team, had to reverse out to reload the offense. They'll give it to Moscrip. Hesitation, gets the short corner jump shot, no. Out to Russell, the long kick, 3 on the way. That one also short. 2 shots relatively the same place beyond the arc, and Russell can't hit them. That's just short on each. Double team, Stotler has it taken away. Here comes King, 1-on-3 break, slows things up, waits for her teammates. Now the bounce pass, errant. It'll be Bilbrew.
I think Lewiter's got a hand on that.
Here's the 3. No. Offensive rebound. Do they get Daisy Powell? They do. That'll be her 3rd, and that could impact this 3rd quarter, as Caitlin Ward and Daisy Powell have been battling it out on the block.
And it's worth noting a lot of Spokane's success in that second period came with Powell on the bench with 2 fouls. Now she's got 3, and so far Dave Strickland's leaving her here. Now we got a sub coming to the table.
They're bringing Grenfeld back off the bench. You can only imagine that's going to be the Daisy Powell replacement as King wraps around. Now the step back to Moscrip, right-hand side. The entry pass to Ward, up and in! That wasn't Ward, rather, yeah, it was Ward on the right-hand side. Ward now leading all scorers with 13. And Ward wanted to attack Powell with those 3 fouls. That's a high basketball IQ when you know you've got an opportunity to really cause some damage by bringing the ball right at a player. And Heine can't get the outlet pass out in time to Moscrip, the turnover. And now you likely see Powell slowly mosey off the floor. She's not too thrilled with things.
Well, she knows she needs to not commit a foul like that. And we talked about how nice a job on the play before that Stotler did to go up and take the ball without the contact. That's not what Powell did. She went right through. Pretty easy call for Sean Martin, and the 3rd on Powell.
We're still at a 1-point ball game. And a 3 will give Umpqua a 4-point lead. So how things change with the 3s. As Bilbrew drops one down.
I think she caught the glass on that from the corner.
A little kiss. We weren't going to say anything.
Well, speak for yourself there.
Referees, it's not a horse game. She doesn't have to
call what they see, my friend.
That's right. Still counts. 4-point lead. No, Stotler block. And active on the other end. Caitlin Ward bringing her hard hat to the party is working down low, and with Powell on the bench with those 3 fouls, her eyes are getting big down low.
Oh, she's just going to work. Caitlin Ward already with 6 points in the period, and she's just putting it together.
Grenfeld, her replacement, picks up her 2nd personal foul as Ward hits the free throw.
Oh, I'm sorry, that was 4 in the period. I had the wrong mark at halftime.
And the second one is off the mark, 1 for 2. Ward has been to the free throw lines 4 times today and has been largely responsible due to her accuracy at keeping Spokane close. 6 for 8. Umpqua with the basketball will bring it up into the half court. They'll get the ball to Lewiters. Out top to Thames, and Bill Brew will look in against man-to-man pressure. First time we've seen Spokane man-to-man pressure off with just a bit. May have been bumped on the Thames run. But Spokane will clear, still down 3. Webster back to King. King looking in as Ward wants the ball. She is asking for it, and she wants the ball, but why not? Webster, Molly Webster with the triple. That's her second. She's dialing it in, 6 points off the bench. That spin, no good, and that might have been a little too quick into the offense, but this Umpqua team so used to scoring quickly and in bunches.
And to playing from ahead as well. This is the first challenge they've had in a while. And Spokane looks composed. They look energized. They're into this game. Umpqua looks a little frantic right now.
And they've done it without the masterful shooting of Bree King, who's just right now. All she's doing is quarterbacking this Sasquatch team. The Euro step up with her right hand. Might have got an extra toe step in there, but Moscript with 7. And here's the spin, the up, the short corner jump shot, no good, and nothing falling for Stotler and her teammates. As Spokane enjoying the 2-point lead here in the third quarter with the leather. And they are very poised in the half court. Ward, no, has it blocked away by Stotler. She got away with the first, but not the second. First personal foul on Stotler. The third team foul on Umpqua. And we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll step away ourselves on STSPN.com and NWACsports.org. Spokane coming from back to take a 2-point lead.
Local farmers markets are a convenient place to get fresh, healthy food and products for your family. Lewis County has numerous markets that provide you with an affordable choice of fresh food products. Many of those farms are also available to purchase from directly, so you can take comfort in knowing exactly where your food is coming from. Meet your farmer, know your food. We make it easy in Lewis County.
As certified jumpers, divers, and survival experts, Special Forces are dropped behind enemy lines to train foreign fighters, carry out covert missions, or prevent future conflicts. These soldiers live for the challenge, highly trained and highly intelligent. Special Forces soldiers are the best of the best.
Dave Strickland and company talking things over. A team that's used to high-flying offense stymied a bit here, Nathan Murphy.
Yeah, they just haven't had a lot of success as we start the third period here. And I think a lot of it is they're trying to play an in-between style and it's not working. They're not going straight to the hole in transition. They're slowing it up. But once they slow down and try and set the half court, then they're diving into the lane and looking for the quick shot. I think if you're going to find the quick one, it's got to be in transition. If you're going to slow down, you got to work the clock and find the open shot, but you can't have that both ways.
Ward misses a pair on her 5th trip to the free throw line today. It's been very active down low, and they'll look to get the basketball back from her. Stolen away by Moscript. Here come the Sasquatch. Up 2. Will slow things in the half court, and you talk about the pace of this ball game. There's the Bree King 3, count it! Something besides a right-hand lay-in. Bree King getting involved. It's a 5-point Sasquatch lead. Umpqua will now take it in the half court, something they're not used to doing. Left-hand side to Grenfeld. Back out top to Thames. Thames thought about it. Now we'll pump fake, dribble drive, spins in with the right hand, off the glass, off the rim, and no good, but a foul call will send Thames to the free throw line.
And she did a nice job of finding the space, a little bit of hesitation, found the seam right in the lane there, and she's going to go to the stripe.
The first one rattles up and in, as Swanek will check back in for the Sasquatch. We'd like to remind you, Olympic College, a great place to hit the field and the books. You can earn your AA degree and then transfer to a university or slide into home and earn your bachelor's degree without ever leaving Kitsap County. You can learn more at olympiccollege.info/athletics. And the free throw is good to make it a 3-point Spokane lead. Dribble drive, right-hand side, up, and it just settles in. Janessa Heine working the right-hand side where Ward is working the left. And you've got the Twin Towers, so to speak, doing some damage with Powell on the bench.
And they're taking advantage of that space in the middle, and you got to say Jordan Stadler just has not been as effective so far here in this third quarter.
Had 11 points, and I don't remember how many rebounds for Stadler. We'll go back and take a peek here. Stadler was 7 rebounds, so 11 points and 7 rebounds in the first half. No points yet, and that one won't fall. And perhaps forcing a little bit is Stadler. King faked one way, goes right up with the three. She felt it the last time, got her feet under her, and plenty of daylight, something she's been struggling to find in the offensive sets, at least in the half court.
And you got to give Spokane a huge amount of credit for being where they are in this game. They're leading the vaunted Umpqua Riverhawks by 5, and they're doing it with only 9 points from King.
There's the Bellevue three. That one no good. Stadler went over the top, and a bit of dissent from Caitlin Ward, who thought she was fouled first.
That was a clean rebound. Jumped straight up, reached over top with her arms. That was nicely done. And Stadler has earned her free throws.
That'll be the second personal foul on Ward. And Stadler, an outstanding free throw shooter, seems a bit stymied right now. 76% free throw shooting on the season. 26.5 points a game and 18 rebounds a game in the championships.
Well, and not to mention the block shots, too.
8.0 block shots a game.
Yeah.
In 2 games.
And she had 7 in the first half here. I think she's got 1 so far in the period, so she's looking at that triple-double again.
She's had one in the tournament.
In the first game, yeah.
And now the Sasquatch very slow and determined in the half court as they get it to Heine. They'll spin the ball around to King now, top of the arc. Between the circles, Long J off the mark, no good. Fighting for the rebound, and the 6'4" freshman above everybody tears it down.
You look at a player like Jordan Stadler and the flexibility she has as she takes a 3 here.
Count it! Jordan Stadler, you don't want to let her feel the groove.
Well, that's exactly the flexibility I was talking about. She can play inside out. You look at the next level, you look at her as maybe a 3, and you wonder what that 4-year transfer might be like for her.
44-45, it's back to a 1-point game. Heine has to get rid of it. Lester lost her dribble after one bounce. There's the short shot on about a 12-footer from the right baseline by Guillory. She's got 4 points on the afternoon. On the other way, forcing a shot. That one quick in the possession. An offensive rebound. Thames can't get it to fall. Was handcuffed by 2 Sasquatch defenders.
Dave Strickland's pretty upset over there. It's tough for me to see up here. He thinks there was a foul.
And slowly again, a very deliberate half-court King. They give it to Swanek down low and swat it away. Number 10, it might be close.
9 or 10, yeah.
10. Jordan Stadler, you think you've got her 2 feet in your down the runway vision, and then that big ball just comes right at you in 3D.
Oh, she's so mobile too. She gets herself to the right spot, and she does it really quickly. And I really think she could play, in a GNAC school or maybe a Northwest Conference school.
I've talked to a couple of teams here, just sitting around and during shoot-arounds, and we've talked about this Riverhawk team. And a lot of them compare it to a GNAC team with the number of double-double averages for scores that they've got. The Thames, the Bellevue, the Stadler style players that they think they could compete. Now that's a couple of NWAC coaches, but I think they've got points.
Boy, that's a tall order to take this team and move it up a level or two. But the things that they've done this season, I mean, looking for their 30th win here today. That's special. It's just special in this league.
And freshman to boot.
Absolutely.
You've got one sophomore. And into the double team goes Bellevue. It'll hesitate there as bodies collide. And that will be the second personal foul on Kirsten Russell for the Sasquatch. Only the fourth team foul on Spokane, so no free throws yet with 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. And clinging to the three-point lead. The three now, Stotler lost it out of bounds, and she knew it. Didn't even look back for a question, it just came right off the mitts and out of bounds it goes. Spokane will try to eat up the remaining 37 seconds.
What we're going to find out here, Spokane made outstanding adjustments after the first 10 minutes. Let's see what Umpqua can do at the end of this third quarter to try and turn this around a little bit.
Moskrip, right-hand dribble drive. They'll get it to Swanek. No, back iron off the matting at the top. And it'll be Moskrip with the rebound. Now King with 17 seconds. Shot clock is off. They'll dump it down to Heine. Right hand, score it! And 6 seconds. Bilbrew bringing it up under pressure. Stops at the arc. It'll count if it goes. No, partially blocked by Swanek. It will not count. And a 5-point Spokane lead. The tide is tilting. We'll take a break at the end of 3. Riverhawks 44, Sasquatch 49. You're watching the 2017 NWAC Women's Basketball Championships. STSPN.com and NWACsports.org.
Let's see, I graduated from high school in 2008, went to UW for a year, came back to Spokane. You know, graduated, wasn't really sure what I was going to do, so I headed to Spokane Falls. I feel like the energy in Spokane is evolving. Having a good, accessible college right here in town is a really important part of that. So I just started working at Helvetica, which is a local design firm. The Falls definitely prepared me for getting a good job right out of college.
My name is Morgan Lynch. This is my college, my community.
Dave Strickland and actually Bruce Johnson, his 32nd year. You got the Spokane bench there. What a job they have done in the second and third quarters of play.
Absolutely fantastic. They trailed by 4 at the end of the first. They lead it by 5 now, and they outscored Umpqua by 8 in that third period.
Daisy Powell back in the game, getting the offensive rebound. Will feed Jordan Stotler for the deuce.
Boy,
cuts the lead to 3.
Powell's got to be careful. That's exactly the sort of play that got her third foul right at the start of the third quarter. They really can't afford to have her on the bench for this fourth period. You look at the difference that she can make by how well Spokane scored in that period.
King with the triple, her second of the afternoon. She's got 12 points. Now when back into Powell it goes, I think we'll find a foul on Janessa Heine as Ward gets normal duty down low, is out of the ball game right now, and a tough draw for Janessa Heine to have to match wits with Powell.
Oh, she's only given up 5 inches.
There's almost another offensive rebound as Heine will bring the rebound down, and the Sasquatch will bring it up into front court. Moskrip against the zone defense. Long 3, got a watcher out there. I know it's about 2 steps beyond the arc, but Bree King will drain them. Left-hand side, thought about getting it into Heine to attack Powell. Now they'll swing it all the way across the right-hand side. Now to the left-hand side to Swanek, dribble drive, Heine left, no. Right up into the double team of Thames and Powell, and it'll be the point guard Stotler now. Into the half court, down to Powell. Had it poked away for a moment. And a lot of hollering going on in the gymnasium as active hands everywhere. Strip here and a poke there. 3-on-2 break. Moskrip will slow it down. 52-46, the winner moving on to play tomorrow afternoon, 2:30 in the NWAC Championship. The kick, Guillory, no. Long rebound to Swanwick.
Again.
She's been extremely active here in the third quarter on the glass and not exactly dominant at 5'8". Reading angles well.
Absolutely.
Kick to King. Wants the screen, will get it. Pass out to Swanwick, top of the arc, a three, got it! Swanwick drops the three about the top of the arc. They got the zone swinging a little overextended to the right-hand side, and Swanwick made them pay. We've got a timeout on the floor. We'll keep it right here, and it's EVCC trivia time. Why do 19,000 students choose Everett Community College every year? The answer, at EVCC, faculty know your name and care about your future. Register now for spring classes at everettcc.edu. And Nathan Murphy, beautiful facility here at Everett Community College, and we're up top in the rafters.
Oh, this has been an absolutely perfect place to have this tournament. Now, of course, I'm biased because it means I can come, but it's worked out really well. It's you know, the locker rooms and the whole setup in the back is great. Good facilities for the teams, good facilities for us up here. The officials are happy. It's just been a great tournament for everybody.
In the second year of a 3-year contract, Everett Community College will be the host of the NWAC championships again next year. A lot of long distance for a lot of these schools to go, and that might be the one negative that you take away. The farthest that has to travel, your Umpqua Riverhawks, 381 miles, a 6-hour drive, made it in last night.
Yeah, there's no doubt that the Toyota Center over in the Tri-Cities may be a little more central for the league, but that was not a workable financial arrangement going forward from what I understand, and Everett CC was happy to step in, and I think people have been pretty happy with this.
You bet. 303 miles if you're counting, if you're scoring at home for your Sasquatch of Spokane. Only a 4.5-hour trip, only through a pass. Came in last night, got in about 5. I'm talking to Bruce Johnson and his team earlier, and the foul called, the whistle, as the aforementioned Bruce Johnson not very happy with that call. They thought Daisy Powell might have lifted the elbow a bit, but that will be charged against Caitlin Ward, her third. So now you've got bigs on both sides and a bit of foul trouble. The stop jump shot, 8 feet, count it. Stotler, I'm going to have to bring out the abacus. She had 11 at halftime.
I'm up to 19.
19. That's what I have also. 48-55. Umpqua is trying to stay with the Sasquatch. Not what we thought on paper coming into this ball game.
Now, Spokane has just played an incredible second half so far.
Moscript with the long three, no. And it's Bilbrew. We'll bring it around, fill the lanes on the left-hand side. Stotler, no. Thought about the short corner jump shot. Now she'll spin in on Guillory. And an up and under, count it! An exquisite move, footwork, masterful. When she didn't have the shot the first time, was able to drop step, then wrap around the defender, up and in with the left.
You know, I wonder if it's the presence of Powell that unlocks Jordan Stotler's potential, because when when Powell has come back into the game, you've seen Stotler play more loosely, just more confidently. She's making those moves to the basket, so I wonder if that just makes a big difference for her, because she's looking a lot more like herself here after that timeout.
21 points to go with, has to be close to 10 blocks, and already surpassing double digits in rebounds. So on her way to a triple-double is Jordan Stotler. Misses the free throw. That foul, by the way, was on Swanwick, her second, as Moscript gets well into the key but has to revert back to the outside. Short corner, jump stop. Beautiful little move and a finger roll. Did she get both feet down? Must have.
Look at Moscript ducking under the block of Powell. That was nicely done.
Moscript with 9 points. Has just been bouncing around both on offense and defense. Draws that double team so well when she gets in with that right hand. And sometimes amongst the bigs, it's hard to look around to just see where your teammates are. And she's been able to get assists.
Well, she's been platooning with Swanek, and both of them have just been bouncing is a good word. They've just been everywhere.
Our little right hand over the head flick from Daisy Powell as she gets going here in the fourth quarter.
Now, Powell is able to score from just about any position under the basket, no matter how far under she is or whatever. She's good at turning and finding somewhere that she can flick her wrist and put it in.
That was not an easy shot either on the other end. Not knowing exactly where the basket was, but by the way her offensive flick on that right hand reverse, she willed it toward the hoop.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just got to get it close, especially how well your offensive rebounds have been in the game. As a scrum to Sasquatch on the hardwood.
And that's going to go on Heine, I think.
Indeed, that will be the second personal foul on Janessa Heine.
Yeah,
fourth team foul on Spokane.
Powell was on the floor looking for the ball, and Heine just wasn't looking to get at her knees or anything, but going for the ball, took her legs out a little bit, so good call.
Soccer, I think we call that a tactical foul. He's slowing the fast breakdown, not allowing a team to get into their mojo on offense. King running the 2-on-1 out to Swanek. Who says no? Let's reload. Let's slow this down. The pace is ours.
It's worked for him.
King, step backs beyond the arc. No. Get her own rebound, the hustle play. She was halfway back in transition defense to come back and get the rebound.
Oh, it came right to her.
4 minutes and change in regulation. A step and a travel. Exact same move that Mosscript had, and we've got a full timeout. Got away with one denied. We'll step away. 2017 NWAC Women's Basketball Championship. A 5-point Spokane lead over Umpqua.
You know you need a getaway when your laundry pile is bigger than the last mountain you biked. It's time. Go Oak Ridge, the mountain bike capital of the Northwest, where you'll find miles of single track without lots of people. After your downhill ride, swap stories and battle scars over a pint, then stay and play another day. To plan your getaway, go to EugeneCascadesCoast.org/go. It's time. Go Oak Ridge.
Spokane head coach Bruce Johnson met Sean Martin, the official, about the half-court mark. They're at the halftime break. Exchanging pleasantries.
A discussion of views, I'm sure.
Yes, nothing we could hear, of course, but it did look very intense at some moments.
Johnson didn't like that travel call. From up here, it looked like she took one too many. As he said, it looked like that had happened before when Swanek ducked into the lane, but Sean Martin said steps that time.
Powell with the offensive rebound and putback as she puts Heine on the ground. Powell has come in and made a difference in this fourth quarter. Saddled with 3 fouls, has not seen a whole lot of minutes in the second half, but has made a huge difference on offense, both in that big presence down low, but also, you mentioned it, Stotler seems to feel much more secure when she has the ball, knowing that Powell's there to clean up rebounds.
They seem to play well when they're both in the game. And when either one of them sitting, it slows down a little bit, particularly for Stotler when Powell's out of the game. It just seems to make her work having her teammate on the other block.
And there's Stotler, gets the inbound underneath the Umpqua basket. Drop step up with her left hand.
There they are.
And Daisy Powell being fed from Jordan Stotler. Boom, boom, bang. And we've got a 1-point ball game.
Boy, Keith, how much fun is this? A splat in the championship game on the line and 1 point between them after 37 minutes.
King, your reigning single game tournament record holder, will give the ball to Mosscript. who easily moves down that left-hand lane. Step out for King. No, another offensive rebound for Heine. And they'll slow it back out and reload. 2:52 remaining in the game. The second half has belonged to Spokane. King, a runner, no good. Offensive rebound, has to clear it. They bring man-to-man pressure now. Riverhawks have been in zone most of the game, and now they want to go to man. We'll see how that works. Heine tripped up. That would be Powell's fourth, but you also had Bellevue right there also. We'll see Powell. Who they charge it.
It's Powell.
Fourth personal foul. First team foul on Umpqua.
And that's the danger when you have someone like her. She's not as mobile as her teammate Stotler. When you have her defending up on the wing, sometimes you have a choice between sticking a hip or a knee out and letting her go by.
Heine gives way to King right side. Asks for the screen, will get it. Give and go, no. Stop back, they'll finally have to find Heine. Top side to Mosgrip. 10 on the shot clock. Stop. Now there's that Euro step. Left hand. That's the one that cost her the travel violation earlier. But she gets this one to ring home, and it's a 3-point Spokane lead.
I think.
King stolen away.
Sorry for talking over you there as we had the ball knocked away by King, but I think the difference in those pivot plays is on one of them, on this most recent one, you could see Mosgrip. She took 2 steps in a row with her off foot. It's perfectly legal. It just looks all kinds of weird.
Spokane with the leather. King will bring it inbound, tightly guarded by Bellevue in man-to-man pressure. Right in front of the Spokane bench. Here's King, look out, 3 on the way. Short. Actually, I think that hit back iron, and it's Stotler with the rebound. And the last 3 or 4 possessions, Umpqua has struggled at just hanging on to possession. Thames, they'll find Powell. That's a perfect pass. That is just even tough. You've got a 1-on-3 down there. Spokane fronting and backing Daisy Powell, and then they throw the nickel back in there, and they still point to point.
You just can't defend it.
We've got a timeout on the floor. 1 minute and 7 seconds to play. The final 4 will boil down to 2 in the championship tomorrow afternoon. 58-59, Spokane with a 1-point lead. We'll take a break.
The first day of school is kind of scary. You don't know your teachers yet or who your friends will be. But school is really important. It's how you learn things and grow.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're gonna do great, Mommy.
For you. For them. Clark College. Get started today at clark.edu.
The challenges facing the country never stop. So neither does the U.S. Army. We train, adapt, and get smarter. Every soldier, every unit, every day.
Minute 7. This is what Final Four basketball games are made of right here, Nathan Murphy.
This is what it's about, my friend.
Mosgrip with the leather. Over to Swanek. Now Heine. 17 on the game clock, shot clock. There's the King. Banker! And you'll want to score the rock, give it to Bree King. A 3-point Spokane lead. We're under a minute to play. Into Powell. Stolen away after the Heine block. And King will slow things down in front of her own bench. And you can imagine we'll be shooting free throws soon with 40 seconds. 20 on the shot clock. And there's your foul. It'll be Bellevue.
And Powell, we talked about it earlier. She brought the ball down. She caught it high. She pivoted with the ball low, and that allowed her to be blocked. If she keeps it up high, turns around, and puts it up like she's done before, that doesn't happen.
Or she's heading to the free throw line.
Yeah.
Here's King. A lot of fouls to give. Only 2 team fouls for Umpqua. A fresh 30-second clock could wind it down to only 4 if they use it all. Only a 4-second differential, and there's the foul finally by Tasia Bilbrew, her second personal foul. And again, still fouls to give. Only 3 Umpqua team fouls here in the quarter. 21 seconds on the game clock.
Umpqua let a lot of time go by on those last 2.
They'll get the ball into Heine. Now to Moskript and a foul. This time Thames charged, her third.
And that's the last one, so free throws coming on the next.
Kirsten Russell will check back in for the Sasquatch, as will Margaret Anderson, replacing Powell for the Riverhawks. You don't want to foul Powell out.
That's a good move.
On something where you need to stop the clock. And now giving chase. King, smart, will play keep away with the dribble. Who can catch me? And finally, after burning 13 seconds off the clock.
That was absolutely huge by Bria King. Cut the time in half, and she's going to go to the free throw line.
King, an 81% free throw shooter on the year, has yet to go to the line today. The Sasquatch were down as many as 9 points in this game. Nathan Murphy have come roaring back.
You just have to give so much credit to Bruce Johnson. It looked like a completely different team in the first quarter. They came out in the second with fire and with discipline on defense, and you can see the result on the scoreboard right now.
Swinomish Casino and Lodge, including 98 luxury rooms overlooking Padilla Bay and the San Juan Islands. You can dine at 13 Moons restaurants. They feature flavors of hand-cut alderwood, grilled seafood, meats, the freshest flavors of the Northwest. Play over 800 of the latest slot titles and table games, including blackjack, craps, roulette, pie gow. For more information on events and promotions, please visit SwinomishCasinoandLodge.com. As we are in the waning moments of this one, 10.8 seconds to go in the game. Bree King free throws, making it 63-58. And you need a couple of possessions, and one of them's got to be a dagger from long range.
You know, they're helped by the rule that came in last year in women's college basketball. Because of the timeout, under a minute to play, they're allowed to take the throw-in up here in the front court. So that'll help them. They don't have to dribble the length. Get it in, get a score, get a stop, and you'll see. But a long road to climb in the last 11 seconds for Umpqua.
Stotler at the top of the key. They'll give it to Lewiters. No, now it goes into Bilbrew. She'll fire up from long range, draws the backboard, and it will fall off. And this one likely will be Naomi Coffin with 4 seconds to go.
You had to have a score there, and now Bruce Johnson's going to use a timeout and advance the ball.
I'd like to remind you to be sure to check out the NWAC on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram for all the latest NWAC news. And most importantly, the bracket. You can visit nwacsports.org, right where you found us here today, for the most recent information. And that bracket will likely put the Sasquatch into the championship game tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. And they will face either the Walla Walla Warriors or the Skagit Valley Cardinals, which is the game directly coming up after this one at 4 p.m. Nathan Murphy will get the play-by-play call.
And
what fun.
Spokane's played both of those teams already. Did they split with Walla Walla? I think they split with Walla Walla. And they beat Skagit Valley 61-55 at the final of the Bellevue College tournament earlier in the year. So
a familiar
some history.
Foe.
Yeah.
Either one of those, either Walla Walla or Skagit Valley, and that will do it. Spokane taking the 5-point W into an ecstatic huddle. They will play tomorrow afternoon, 2:30, NWAC Championship. They will see who will cut down the net and hoist the trophy. An outstanding job by Bruce Johnson and company.
Just to give some credit where it's due, Spokane is the first team in 2016-17 to hold Umpqua below 60 points. It's the only time.
I think we can leave it right there on the table. We'll take a quick break, bring it back, wrap up the stats, and we'll talk about the upcoming ball game, the Warrior Cardinal game that it will ensue at 4 p.m. The final 63-58, Spokane over Umpqua. We'll step away and wrap things up in a moment.
Yes, yes. Welcome to Basketball City, USA. I use my brain, open lanes to the top of the game. I use my hand on any man that would try to contain me. Use my feet and compete like I need to the death. I use my heart and it'll beat till I breathe my last breath. Hoop Fest 2017. Don't miss your shot.
The Guard has over 50,000 wheeled vehicles in action. The vast fleet of Humvees, troop transports, and fuel tank trucks are always moving soldiers, gear, and equipment around the world, or delivering aid to civilians during domestic emergencies. Transport operators are essential in getting the Guard to where it needs to be. Aviation warrant officers deal in high-pressure situations, life-saving disaster rescues, delivering soldiers and payloads to critical areas, and engaging enemy targets. Supported by an aviation mechanic team on the ground, Guard pilots control the sky.
The final. In the first game of the Final Four, it'll be Spokane moving on to the championship game tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. 63-58 winners over the Umpqua Riverhawks. And it really was a pace win.
Absolutely. As we talked about right before the break, this is the first time in this season Umpqua's been held below 60 points scoring. Huge credit to Spokane for what they did on the defensive end, and that was the difference for them.
We round out the scoring, and it was Bree King, not the leading scorer of the game, but the leading scorer for the Sasquatch, and she started out very slow, finished 6 of 18 from the field, and 2 of 11 from three-point land, not her normal average, but down the stretch, some defensive stops, and got a couple of huge baskets.
Well, she had a couple of threes in the second half to extend the lead. She did a really nice job on the defensive end. She had 3 steals that she converted into scores in the first half. You know, a slow start, as you said, for her shooting, but she was just critical to that victory, especially in controlling the pace on offense.
Callie Moscript with 11 points. Janessa Heine with 6 points, along with Molly Webster, who dropped a couple of triples. Shay Swanek with 3 points. Almani Guillory with 4 points. Kirsten Russell with 3. And that rounds out the scoring for the Spokane Sasquatch. For the Umpqua Riverhawks, you can really look to 2 players. A game-high 21 points for Jordan Stotler, who finished with 25 rebounds and 11 block shots. So the triple-double is in effect.
It's the second one for her in the tournament. She had one in the first game against Treasure Valley, but she just wasn't there for a long stretch in the third period, and that was the time when Spokane put together a lead. They pulled out ahead in that third period, outscoring Umpqua by 8. And that was really the difference in the game. And the silence that she had in that third period was really, really hard for Umpqua to come back from.
Only a freshman. She'll be back along with a lot of teammates on that Riverhawk team to see if they can't capture a championship in next year's tournament. We'd like to talk about Daisy Powell, because what an immense force in just presence, let alone the job she had, 14 points on 6 of 11 shooting, but she just commanded respect down on that right-hand block.
Well, and 6 of those points came in the last 4.5 minutes. She almost single-handedly managed to get her team back into the game. She had the ball in her hands, down 3 under a minute to go, had that shot blocked away, but I mean, she doesn't miss a lot from where she puts her shots up from. If she can, instead of having that block, if she can keep the ball high and get that in, we're talking maybe about something very different right now. So she played very well. It just wasn't quite enough.
Bria Tam, 7 points on 5 of 6 free throw shooting. Tasia Bilbrew with 9 points. One of those a triple. And Lewiters, Jackie Lewiters with 5 points. And that is the scoring for the Spokane Sasquatch. So we already know one team will play tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. The next one will await at 4 o'clock. That's when we'll tip off the game between the Walla Walla Warriors, Skagit Valley Cardinals. A quick preview of that one, Nathan.
You know, it's going to be an interesting game. Very different teams than the two we just saw. Both of them scoring in the high 60s, low 70s. Both teams winning their leagues or tying for the win in their leagues, but not quite as dominant as Umpqua had been. Both of them absolutely voracious on defense. It's going to be an entertaining, it's going to be kind of a lockdown kind of contest, I would assume. Both coaches have their squads ready to go. I'm looking forward to this one.
All right, Nathan Murphy, thanks for being a part. We'll see you here in a couple of minutes, and we'll start another.
Make sure, and if you're watching, you want to come and watch the second one, it's going to be on the other stream. You got to click over to the other one on nwacsports.org or stspn.com. We hope you'll join us starting in just about 10 minutes.
All right, the final one more time in this one. Spokane with the win over the top of the Umpqua Riverhawks, 63-58. For the Elvigs and expert cameraman Eddie Mendoza, thanks for being along. We'll see you. Thanks for watching NWACsports.org.